As Summoner Shiromi stood tall and proud, her wand poised with determination. She chanted the incantation she had diligently learned, hoping to bring forth the familiar of worth. Despite pouring all her magic and the power of love into the spell, the only response she received was a frozen flower, swiftly destroyed by a bully, accompanied by a hot-headed aquatic girl. Oh, I see, it's one of those series James would likely enjoy, she thought. She asked those around her to be patient, reassuring them that surely she would summon something remarkable soon. But being a summoner, would she mind if they resorted to violence? Could she handle herself? The teacher's arrival halted the impending confrontation as he silenced her tormentors. Regan approached Shiromi, standing against her bullies, and as the scene unfolded, the typical history of their world was revealed, a tale of a demon lord's army wreaking havoc, with the magic school serving as the last bastion of hope. However, during the training session, the holographic feed suddenly switched to scenes reminiscent of those terrifying shark movies that caused even the bravest to tremble. Later, as her final chance to prove herself in front of the entire class and her teacher approached, the memory of the shark movie lingered, unsettling her mind. Despite her efforts to remain calm, her summoning spell yielded what one might expect in such circumstances, a baby shark. But before James could dare to make a joke, the ridicule and mockery began anew, leaving Shiromi feeling defeated and ostracized once more. Neglected and humiliated, she was ordered to return to her hometown, her dreams shattered. But then Mr. Sharky, her summoned familiar, witnessed something that ignited his fury. The bully with the Aqua girl summoned leaning in for an embrace, a recurring theme that threatened to unfold. And a sudden twist of fate, the passionate lovers met a gruesome end, their heads taken off by a full-sized shark, leaving the other students in panic. As the chaos ensued, Sharky, as Shiromi affectionately called him, emerged to unleash his wrath upon the unsuspecting students, morphing into a monstrous three-headed octopus shark. Shiromi could only watch in horror and guilt as her dream turned into a nightmare before her eyes. Sharky massacred everyone except Regan, who accused Shiromi of being a spy for the demon army, covered in the blood of those who had scorned her. Shiromi fled with Sharky following her relentlessly, a constant reminder of the devastation wrought by her summoning. With nowhere to turn and the entire kingdom likely to despise her, she wandered through the forest, her strength waning from hunger and thirst. Sharky tugged at her clothing, his toothy grin a stark contrast to the chaos he had caused. As she collapsed from exhaustion, a plume of smoke and a gentle glow caught her eye, offering a glimmer of hope amidst the darkness that now consumed her. Under the cloak of the not-too-distant night sky, she found an ounce of energy to propel herself across the distance, her heart pounding in her chest. Peering cautiously over the ridge of bushes, she spotted figures tied against a tree, surrounded by a bustling campsite dominated by a towering tent. With desperation urging her forward, she burst from the bushes, pleading for help, sustenance and guidance. But alas, her hopes were dashed as she realized these were but a small contingent of the Demon Lord's army, with the bound captives being none other than heroes, their voices laced with profanities urging her to hurry and release them, even enlisting the aid of her summoned companion. Yet, Sharky remained indifferent to her pleas, his allegiance seemingly lost in the aftermath of her shattered dreams. Instead, he channeled the teachings of Regan, unleashing flames from his mouth like a crude imitation of a dragon, but she couldn't muster the affection for him, not after he'd torn apart her aspirations. Stumbling under the weight of her circumstances, she knelt before them, knowing their lives hung in the balance. It was only after she uttered a few tender words that Sharky relented, dispatching the fire-breathing demons with ruthless efficiency, reverting to his primal state of the predatory sea devil. With the adversaries vanquished, Sharky approached her, nuzzling her as if seeking affirmation of the promise she made, the pass for saving her life. Once the adventurers were freed, they issued veiled threats, warning her of dire consequences should word of their capture leak. But in a moment of folly, they embraced before Sharky, igniting a spark of rage within him. Fleeing to the nearest settlement, Shiromi collapsed, only to awaken in a warm embrace offered by a kindly elder who tended to her needs with boundless generosity. And Shensilla, and she recounted her journey, omitting the grisly details of Sharky's rampage. She couldn't ignore the gnawing hunger that had plagued her throughout her flight. Despite the tranquil surroundings, her unease persisted, especially as she witnessed Sharky frolicking with the children outside. Attempting to shield them from harm, she warned them of the danger posed by her erstwhile companion, but they simply laughed, oblivious to the peril lurking beneath his playful facade. In the peaceful embrace of the settlement, Shiromi found solace amidst the chaos of her existence, but as the bell tower chimed above, heralding the passage of time, she couldn't shake the feeling that danger loomed on the horizon. threatening to disrupt the fragile tranquility she had found. As the villagers formed a path around her, Shiromi found herself thrust into the spotlight once again, this time facing off against another demonic captain, perched upon a rather ominous-looking seed. The village chief eagerly accepted a sack of gold, striking a nefarious deal with the demonic army to offer any passing adventurer as a sacrificial lamb, a grim necessity to traverse the perilous forest and reach the demon lord. Despite warnings of the havoc wreaked by her fearsome familiar, Sharky, the captain, reached for Shiromi, his recklessness evident as the horse-like creature accompanying him disappeared into the jaws of her summoned beast. With a swift motion, Sharky whisked his master away, leading her into the chief's abode, where chaos ensued as the demons ransacked the premises. A scene of horror unfolded as one unfortunate soul met a gruesome demise in the clutches of the toilet, transforming the peaceful village into a nightmare. Growing impatient with the delay, the captain ordered the entire village razed to the ground, but before their nefarious plan could be executed, Sharky emerged with a vengeance, cleaving the captain in twain with a single bite. As the villagers watched in disbelief, their erstwhile protector turned destroyer, leaving the fuming chief powerless to intervene. Amidst the wreckage, Shiromi found herself crying out amidst a field of flowers, only to receive a tail slap from her familiar, eliciting an angry yet endearing glare. However, in a surprising turn of events, Sharky proved his worth by retrieving Shiromi, leading her to a stump where a fairy lay in agony. The fairy, revealing her true nature with a touch of disdain for the gullible human, ensnared Shiromi in a paralyzing spell, proclaiming her as a servant to be honored. But Sharky intervened once more, seizing the fairy's wings in his jagged jaws, breaking the enchantment and revealing her true intentions. Egda, the poison moth fairy, sought to wield Sharky's power to exact revenge upon a long-standing enemy, recounting the tale of a once peaceful land, now ravaged by a demonic general. With a sense of duty, Shiromi and Sharky agreed to aid Egda in her quest for vengeance, plunging into a world of intrigue and peril where alliances were fragile, and the line between friend and foe blurred amidst the chaos of their tumultuous journey. And Alteva, as the column of wind tore through the servants who dared annoy their oh-so-beautiful general, Shiromi and Hector found themselves drawn closer to the garden, a sprawling expanse of manicured bushes and hedges stretching as far as the eye could see. Their conversation. Sharky's keen gaze caught sight of two individuals engaging in questionable activities in one of the fields, triggering his primal instincts. Transforming into his Cthulhu-like form, Sharky rampaged through the fields, awakening the slumbering general to the chaos unfolding in her supposed paradise. Enraged by the sight of her luxurious haven engulfed in flames, she unleashed her fury upon Sharky, hurling him off course with powerful gusts of wind. Shiromi attempted to reason with the deranged general, but her efforts were met with disdain as the harpy launched a relentless assault, targeting both Shiromi and Sharky with her ferocious tentacles. Despite the odds stacked against them, Sharky valiantly defended his owner, enduring blows from one of the most formidable beings in their world. As the battle raged on, Shiromi found herself thrown headfirst into a bush, her wand reading a die count of 39. With her staff knocked from her grasp, demons emerged with malicious intent, threatening to snuff out her life. Just when all seemed lost, Sharky became ensnared in a whirlwind, trapped within the demon general's relentless assault. With quick thinking, Hector attempted to distract the demons, allowing Shiromi to retrieve her staff. However, their friend fell victim to a deadly trap, leaving Sharky lying partly dead in a crater created by the general's wrath. Summoning her determination, Shiromi commanded Sharky to awaken, rallying him for the impending showdown. In a breathtaking display of power, Sharky absorbed the very air around him, transforming into a flying shark, now dubbed Sharknado mode. With newfound aerial prowess, Sharky became an unstoppable force, dodging the general's attacks with ease as he closed in on his target. Despite her fury, the general could do little to thwart Sharky's relentless advance as he surged upwards with the fury of a cyclone. As the battle reached its climax, Sharky pressed on undeterred, his unwavering resolve driving him ever closer to victory. And amidst the chaos, Shiromi struggled to conceal her fear, knowing that their fate hung precariously in the balance. As Shiromi searched frantically for Sharky, she heard a sudden chomp from above, signaling the demise of the demon bee. With a thud, Sharky landed on the floor, leaving Shiromi and Hector rushing to check on his well-being. However, their concern was short-lived as Shiromi found herself flattened by a full-body crush courtesy of Sharky. And as they regrouped, bidding farewell to old burdens and memories, the trio moved forward united, and thus, the long-awaited beach episode unfolded around Toyo Lake, where the three indulged in some light-hearted fun in the water. back, but amidst the laughter and splashing, Egda grew annoyed by Shiromi's playful demeanor, reminding her of their greater purpose. Their leisurely outing took a serious turn when they learned of the furious monster unleashed by the Demon Lord into the lake. Determined to aid the villagers, Actor ventured out in search of the beast while Shiromi and Shaki remained behind. Meanwhile, Egda contemplated her unexpected alliance with a human, acknowledging the formidable power of her pet, yet her thoughts drifted towards darker desires, hinting at unsavory intentions that hinted at perilous consequences. Suddenly, an explosion beneath the water drew their attention, revealing a colossal crocodile emerging from the depths. Before they could react, Talon Narok, accompanied by a band of adoring followers, arrived on the scene, embodying the archetype of the oblivious hero. In a swift and brutal confrontation, Egda clashed with Talon's group, revealing a ruthless streak as she defended her territory. Hector's sacrificial act, dripping blood into the lake, summoned Shaki to their aid, who swiftly dispatched Talon's entourage, devouring them without mercy. Amidst the chaos, Talon's agonized cries pierced the air, his illusions shattered as he cursed the goddess who had bestowed upon him false invincibility. As the two-headed beast emerged to claim its prey, Shaki rose to confront his newfound rival, ensuring the safety of the land. In the aftermath, Egda and Shaki reunited with Shiromi, who remained oblivious to the carnage that had unfolded. With a newfound companion in the enigmatic fairy, the trio set their sights on their next destination, the royal city of Yobong, the capital of a nation awaiting their arrival. As Shiromi's infectious energy swept through the group, Hector found himself playing the role of a balancing force, akin to a mother tending to her child. Despite their dire circumstances, they decided to indulge in some well-deserved treats, with Shiromi's craving for pancakes taking center stage. However, their moment of respite was abruptly shattered when Egda's attempt to appreciate the delicacy was rudely interrupted by guards who forcibly detained her, accusing her of crimes ranging from espionage to mass murder. As they were ushered to Thullis for a public trial, Shiromi found herself thrust into a nightmare she couldn't comprehend. Facing a sea of accusing eyes, Shiromi listened in disbelief as she was accused of heinous acts, including the destruction of the academy and the slaughter of innocent villagers. Testimonies from former allies painted a damning picture of her alleged atrocities, with even her teacher Regan condemning her as naive and useless. And as the crowd's chants of condemnation grew louder, Shiromi's world crumbled around her, tears streaming down her cheeks as she faced the imminent threat of execution. But just as the flames were about to consume her, Shaki burst forth, whisking her to safety from the approaching guards. High above the city, Shiromi found herself in the company of another formidable foe, Flamewheel Zeldin, a demonic general whose presence sent shivers down her spine. As Zeldin descended upon her with fiery vengeance, Shiromi realized she had traded one peril for another, caught between the relentless pursuit of humanity and the wrath of the demonic realm. Amidst the chaos, Shiromi couldn't help but feel a glimmer of relief at being praised for her triumph over her previous adversary. But as she gazed down at the city below, she knew that returning to the life she once knew was now a distant dream, with her fate hanging precariously between the clashing forces of light and darkness. As General Zeldin charged towards her, Shiromi felt a surge of fear grip her, but Shaki swiftly intervened, tossing the assailant aside with a defiant buck. Warning Shaki of Zeldin's formidable strength, Shiromi urged him to keep his distance, but the resolute familiar growled affirmatively, ascending higher into the sky to evade the demon's grasp. With a fiery whip in hand, Zeldin ensnared Shaki mid-air, despite the swirling currents that kept him afloat. As the chaos unfolded, the castle's roof bore the brunt of Shaki's descent, causing havoc amongst the kingdom's soldiers below. Amidst the turmoil, a royal figure emerged, rallying the people to stand united against the demonic threat. But before they could escape, Shaki intervened once more, dispatching the royal figure with a swift chomp, triggering his fearsome Tathalhu mode and plunging the battlefield into chaos. As Zeldin moved to end the conflict, Shiromi acted quickly, saving the king from a deadly falling rock. Leading the survivors to safety, they sought refuge at the back of the castle, away from the demonic forces. Meanwhile, Shaki's power continued to surge, reaching 30% as Zeldin intensified his assault. Determined to overcome their adversary, Shiromi and Shaki faced off against Zeldin in a battle of titans. As the fight reached its climax, Shaki unleashed his newest ability, Atomic Mode, transforming into a formidable force of destruction. In a breathtaking display of power, Shaki hurled a meteor skyward, unleashing a fiery hellstorm upon their enemies. However, Zeldin and his accomplice, Benny the motorcycle, managed to evade the onslaught, only to be met with a fiery demise as the flaming debris rained down upon them. The kingdom's defenders, including the overconfident captain, met a gruesome end as the explosive rock tore through them, leaving nothing but chaos and devastation in its wake. As the fiery tether ignited from the ground, burning the cloth that held them aloft, Shiromi's sightseeing came to an abrupt end. With a resigned sigh, she muttered, "Back to hell with you," even lamenting the loss of the pancake store she had visited earlier. But there was little time for further delay as Sharky found himself ensnared in a net of fire. Despite the flames, Sharky's heat surpassed that of the infamous Zeldin, and he quickly broke free from his fiery prison. With determination in his eyes, Sharky confronted Zeldin, trapping him in a jawlock and igniting the general in a fiery embrace. As the battle raged on, Shiromi pleaded with Zeldin to surrender, hoping to spare him from further torment. However, the general's resolve remained unyielding, finding solace in the prospect of dying in battle rather than facing defeat. With Zeldin's defeat, chaos ensued as demons scattered in disarray, but any hopes of a peaceful resolution were dashed as atomic mode was unleashed, engulfing the city in a cataclysmic explosion. The once proud capital now lay in ruins, a testament to the destructive power unleashed. Amidst the devastation, Shiromi found herself adrift in a sparkling ocean, greeted by a mysterious woman who urged her to awaken. Startled by Sharky's nipping at her head, Shiromi realized she was far from land, surrounded by endless sea. In a desperate attempt to survive, Shiromi activated Sharky's Sharknado ability, propelling them into the sky, but their efforts yielded no sight of land. Exhausted and hopeless, Shiromi collapsed on a solitary stone, her depression weighing heavily upon her. Concerned for his master's well-being, Sharky embarked on a quest for food, eventually stumbling upon a boat, which he promptly destroyed. Meanwhile, Shiromi encountered something otherworldly, signaling the beginning of a new and uncertain chapter in her journey. The sea buoy floats nearby, and the goddess aims a gun at Shiromi. The flare gun's burst is enough to jolt her awake from the fiery heat surrounding her rocky perch. Surprisingly, the goddess addresses Shiromi as her savior, an odd turn of events. She emphasizes trusting in Sharky wholeheartedly, hinting at the video glitch that summoned him. Shiromi wakes to find Sharky bringing her food from a grill aboard a passing boat, though she refrains from questioning how he managed to acquire it. As they board the ship in Sharknado mode, they encounter a rather eerie girl awaiting their arrival. Spotting another ship looming larger on the horizon, Shiromi worries about the sounds of cannon fire, which soon tears the smaller vessel apart. With the threatened ship on the brink of sinking, Shiromi and her companions must act quickly to render aid. Aboard the larger ship, the princess being escorted appears fragile, akin to porcelain, as the demonic navy's flying orca, one of their largest vessels, relentlessly pursues them. As chaos ensues, a cyclone interrupts the demons' assault, swallowing them and separating the vessels. Amidst the turmoil, Sharky dispatches the demons with ease, leaving only one survivor bewildered by the turn of events. Emerging from the chaos, a girl named Rachel Gardner appears, seemingly resigned to her fate. Shiromi finds herself beneath Rachel, in an awkward position, leading to some questionable circumstances. Eventually, Shiromi and Sharky find themselves in the brig of the flying orca, facing a new threat as Davy's crew prepares to unleash a monstrous entity from a massive clay pot. Dart as the jar opens, revealing the ominous creature inside, Shiromi realizes she's in for even more trouble than before. Amidst the chaos, a doll-like figure emerges from the darkness, held up by the girl from earlier, who requests the god of death to take her soul to the afterlife. Despite her initial bravado, the girl becomes shy and tearful, revealing her name in a moment of vulnerability. Sharky laughs at Shiromi's attempts to make friends, indifferent to her efforts. Suddenly, a giant tentacle monster emerges from below the ocean, stunning the men above deck into ordering the cannons fired. As explosive cannonballs hit the giant tentacle, it bursts open, revealing its massive form. Shiromi grabs the girl through the bars of the brig, but the girl insists on her death, claiming it as her destiny. Despite her pleas, Sharky refuses to intervene until Shiromi makes a desperate promise to play with him endlessly. Meanwhile, aboard the ship, the crew grapples with the challenge of fighting the colossal calamari. Sharky leaps into action, grappling with the squid underwater. However, the squid retaliates by blasting Sharky with ink, momentarily confusing him. And as the crew spots the Golden Gate Bridge in the distance, a crew member warns that death is inevitable, emphasizing their urgency to end the pursuit of the flying orca. Shiromi, tasked with protecting the princess, is bewildered by Newpie's ominous statement. On the waves, the giant squid ensnares Sharky, attempting to crush him. However, Sharky refuses to be restrained, breaking free and resurfacing to confront the land dwellers. Founded a ferocious victory cry, Sharky defeats the giant octopus, causing the flying orca to retreat. Shiromi finds herself enlisted by the soldiers to aid their cause, while Sharky fulfills his promise to play by crushing the enemy ship. Amidst the chaos, Shiromi is caught in the wreckage, but Sharky saves her just in time. As Nupi reaches shore, she reflects on her survival clad in latex attire before urging Shiromi to endure her suffering. And down to eat her, as the rest of the group gathers, Sharky grabs a sea conch and uses it as a horn to signal their location. Or perhaps he's just dancing with the crabs to mark Shiromi's grave. Shiromi is pulled from the sand by the princess, who immediately apologizes for Sharky's behavior, brushing it off as him being a really bad boy. However, she quickly realizes the danger of provoking the fearsome shark. Nupi, observing Sharky, struggles to reconcile his small and innocent appearance with his destructive power. She hesitates to pat him, only to recoil when he hisses in dislike. Despite her longing to touch him, she refrains, shedding tears of frustration. Soldiers find them and discuss their next steps, revealing they are on a different continent from Nupi's home. Shiromi, activated by the news, suggests they cross the desert to reach a pyramid dungeon. However, their goal of getting Nupi home quickly seems at odds with this plan. Meanwhile, in the kingdom under attack, the king's disturbing behavior is exposed. Bathing with a group of women, he inflicts gruesome deaths upon them, revealing his true nature as a scorpion. Flashbacks reveal his cruelty, including executing his own daughter for rebellion. Despite attempts by soldiers to stop him, the Scorpion King remains impervious to their attacks, wielding his scorpion tail to devastating effect. They fled the kingdom aboard a ship docked in the port, navigating the seas until they encountered Shiromi and her enigmatic familiar. From that moment on, their fates intertwined, etching a saga into the annals of history. Despite the blazing heat that enveloped them, their journey demanded resilience, with the parched girl yearning for water amid the sandy wasteland. In a twist of fate, Sharky appeared unaffected, a bittersweet irony amidst the desert's unforgiving embrace. Their quest to thwart the Scorpion King, who usurped Snoopy's father and coveted the mythical artifact known as the Book of the Dead, unfolded as a tale whispered through the ages. As they traversed the desolate landscape, Shiromi and Sharky stumbled upon Nupi amidst the rocky terrain, engaged in conversation with her cherished doll, a doll that defied expectations by responding in kind. Startled, Sharky's instinctual reaction threatened to shatter the delicate moment, inciting Nupi's tears once more. In a daring move, Shiromi intervened, seizing the doll, only to face Sharky's unexpected retaliation, which unleashed a torrent of memories painted in the hues of tomato soup, a modern echo adorning the wall, "Yellow boys, you only live once." A glimpse into Nupi's past revealed a tumultuous upbringing, marked by a mother's love extinguished by illness and a father's calloused neglect. Yet, it was Sharky's primal instinct that reignited the flame within her, propelling her towards newfound purpose. Channeling the spirit of adventure akin to Aladdin, Shiromi embarked on a magical journey aboard Sharky's back, traversing the fantastical plains of Egypt, eliciting the princess's genuine smile for the first time. Your arrival at the Maya dungeon heralded a new chapter in their odyssey, as they shed their garments for swimsuits, eliciting a raised brow from Tiromi. Bestowed with an enchanted necklace, Tiromi embraced her newfound whimsicality, embodying the essence of air itself. Yet, before they could proceed towards the pyramid nestled within the oasis, a thunderous explosion shattered the tranquil sands, heralding the arrival of a formidable adversary. Amidst the settling sandstorm, they beheld a diminutive figure accompanied by 6 imposing women, a sight that evoked a sense of déjà vu. Shoda, an S-ranked hero, adorned with the trinkets of his trade, eyed the newcomer with a covetous gleam, envisioning her as a prized addition to his harem. However, his advances were met with a frosty gaze and cutting retorts, much to the delight of the woman at his side, whose laughter echoed like a chorus of teenage girls. Undeterred by Shoda's presence, they descended into the watery depths of the dungeon, with Sharky leading the way, adorned in a new coat of albino paint, a transformation that captivated Snoopy's fascination. As Bastith inquired about Sharky's altered appearance, the enigmatic nature of his transformation remained shrouded in mystery, leaving them pondering the riddles of their newfound alliance amidst the labyrinthine depths of the Maya dungeon. Behold the might of a 4-ton white shark, its colossal brain a testament to its unparalleled intellect. As the captain, it falls upon you to discern the significance of this creature's remarkable attributes. Indeed, This mode grants Waterhead the ability to perceive with the omniscience of divine vision, leaving no secret hidden from his gaze. Amidst the chaos, the kid dispatches a guard while one of Shoda's companions ventures to seize the coveted Book of the Dead. However, Sharky harbors other intentions, ensuring a swift and merciless demise for the hapless intruder as she careens through solid walls. Meanwhile, the brat's audacious assault is thwarted by a trap, leaving him disarmed and vulnerable to the whims of fate. Lady Karma, the divine arbiter of retribution, seems to weave her intricate web as the group confronts the perils of the dungeon. Yet, amidst the frantic scramble for survival, they fail to grasp the fundamental truth. Within these treacherous confines, danger lurks at every turn. With each successive casualty, the group dwindles, their journey fraught with peril and uncertainty. Yet, despite the odds stacked against them, they press onward, their resolve unyielding in the face of adversity. Finally, they reach the elusive Book of the Dead, Shiromi brandishing it triumphantly, unaware of the catastrophe that awaits above ground. The arrival of the Royal Annoyance heralds a dire turn of events, the artifact destroyed in Shiromi's grasp, much to the chagrin of the soldiers. Chaos ensues and the pyramid begins to crumble. They are forced to flee for their lives, their escape route dwindling with each passing moment. In a desperate bid for survival, Sharky orchestrates their exodus, his cunning surpassing even the legendary smartwatch. Emerging from the crumbling temple, they find themselves battered but miraculously unharmed, their gratitude owed to the unassuming shark who guided them through the crucible of their ordeal. Yet, amidst the aftermath, unsettling questions linger, the disappearance of the troops a foreboding omen of the trials yet to come. In the shadow of impending doom, Nupi rallies her comrades, their spirits unbroken despite the looming threat of the Scorpion King and his demonic horde. With courage as their shield and unity as their strength, they stand ready to confront whatever fate may bring, their bond forged in the crucible of adversity. Amidst the chaos and panic, a sense of determination courses through Nupi as she feels the residual energy emanating from the remnants of the Book of the Dead. With an unwavering smile, she implores Shiromi and Sharky to aid her in distracting the Scorpion King, promising to reward them later for their assistance. Her genuine sincerity uplifts the morale of her companions, infusing them with newfound resolve. As Sharky launches into the fray, demons swarm to overwhelm him, but his Mayo mode activates, triggering hidden traps buried within the sands. The absurdity of the pyramid's design elicits incredulity from the group, yet they stand firm in their commitment to shield the princess from harm. Undeterred by the odds stacked against them, they confront the demonic horde head-on, with the kingdom's royal guards showcasing their mettle in battle. However, despite their valiant efforts, they are swiftly dispatched, each warrior meeting their demise with unwavering resolve. Sharky, fueled by an unyielding thirst for battle, charges recklessly at the Scorpion King, only to be met with a devastating counterattack that sends him hurtling through the air. Undeterred, he returns for a second round, his primal instincts guiding his actions as he unleashes Maya mode to ensnare his foe in a web of traps. In a stunning turn of events, Sharky emerges victorious, cleaving the general in two with a single decisive strike. Yet, even as hope seems within reach, the Scorpion King rises once more, his form twisted and augmented with deathly gold. A few with Sharky succumbing to the poison coursing through his veins, and Nupi besieged by an army of undead. Shiromi steps forward with newfound courage, denouncing the Scorpion King as a counterfeit ruler unworthy of her acknowledgement. With a surge of determination, Sharky rallies, delivering a final blow to the general before succumbing to his fate. Yet, just as despair threatens to consume them, Nupi completes her spell, unleashing a brilliant column of light that banishes the undead horde from existence. As the dust settles, Nupi's voice rings out, a beacon of hope amidst the chaos, her words echoing with the promise of a brighter future for them all. As the spell takes effect, a jackal from the underworld emerges to seize the Scorpion King, dragging him back to his rightful place amidst the shadows. Yet, despite the burst of light that initially suggests his defeat, the resilient monarch reappears, his gaze fixed on Nupi with chilling determination. Amidst the chaos, Sharky struggles, foaming at the mouth while the demonic general moves to extinguish the last flickers of hope. However, from beyond the realm of death itself, a figure emerges to confront the king, buying precious moments for their escape. Shiromi urges Nupi to seize her hand, but it is too late as the king, fueled by his newfound resolve, seizes her by the throat. With a cruel twist of fate, he congratulates her on breaking free from her mother's shadow before whisking her away aboard his royal elephant. In a final act of defiance, Sharky awakens, tearing off one of his own heads with a strength born of desperation. The severed head, propelled by an unexpected force, hurtles towards the king, detonating upon impact and engulfing him and Nupi in fiery oblivion. Amidst the chaos, Hiromi finds herself trapped within a raging tornado of sand, her fate hanging in the balance. With each passing moment, she inches closer to acceptance, apologizing to her fallen companion and resigning herself to her inevitable demise. Yet, amidst the turmoil, a familiar parrot emerges, carrying a bottle that unleashes a cataclysmic explosion, tearing through the tornado and dispersing the sands. As the dust settles, Hiromi awakens to find herself face to face with the enigmatic chef who once made her pancakes, towing something mysterious across the desert with a steadfast determination. Together, they journey towards a sprawling city nestled amidst the dunes, their destinies intertwined in the ever-shifting sands of fate. Journey leads them to the gates of the golden city of Hamu, where clearance hinges upon the whims of the guards, easily swayed by shiny offerings. With a sardonic quip about the less-than-pleasant aroma of raw fish, they secure passage, though the city's opulent facade belies a deep-rooted corruption festering within. Hearkening to the sight of a bouncing baby shark, Hiromi finds herself in the company of Sherman, a man with an unmistakable aura of an anime church pastor. As the mysteries surrounding Sharky's resurrection unfold, they learn of Bazdet, another soul saved by Sherman's hand, though the man's grip on reality seems tenuous at best. Mansion of Nupi incites the appearance of a theatrical actor, adorned with Miku twin tails, tasked with lulling Sherman back to slumber. The fairy's resentment towards Sharky simmers, her refusal to leave the country with the creature a testament to her deep-seated anguish. Amidst their deliberations, the harsh reality sets in. They face an immortal king and the loss of their only hope, the Book of the Dead, destroyed beyond repair. Yet Sharky defies the odds, devising a new mode tailored to confront the Scorpion King head-on, his resolve fueled by a newfound sense of responsibility towards Nupi. As the truth of the Scorpion King's origins unfolds, the complexities of his existence defy simple categorization. He is neither wholly undead nor devoid of soul, but a fusion of both, a testament to the intricate interplay of fate and consequence. In the face of insurmountable odds, they confront the daunting task ahead, their resolve unyielding despite the uncertainty that lies before them. As they stand on the precipice of destiny, their journey unfolds with each step, a testament to the enduring power of hope amidst the darkest of times. As with the body of a scorpion and the immortal essence of King Imhotep, the Scorpion King reveals his true ambition, not to serve the demon lord or rule a single country, but to dominate the entire world, with Nupi by his side as his cherished daughter. Though once held in esteem by Nupi for embodying the ideals of kingship, his descent into ruthlessness and betrayal shatters her illusions, leaving only disdain in its wake. As the Scorpion King ensnares Nupi with his menacing tale, revealing the truth about her mother's demise, her tears mingle with the surfacing revelations. Yet, amidst the turmoil, a seemingly lifeless shark washes ashore, defying all logic as it springs to life, heralding the arrival of the full team to confront the malevolent ruler. Nupi's prayer for retreat falls on deaf ears, as Sharky's pride and determination refuse to yield. With a defiant cry, she activates zombie mode, unleashing a noxious miasma that fills the air with an otherworldly stench. As the battle rages on, Sharky charges headlong into the fray, though the Scorpion King remains undeterred, his strength and resolve unwavering. In a shocking turn of events, the Scorpion King is impaled by numerous scorpion tails, injecting him with the same deadly poison that once secured his triumph. Yet, even as his laughter echoes through the battlefield, the realization dawns, the poison coursing through his veins, coupled with the lack of circulation, seals his fate. With the enemy forces closing in on Nupi and her companions, she reaches out to her cherished friend, invoking a glimmer of hope amidst the chaos. As the battle reaches its climax, the fate of the world hangs in the balance, with Nupi and her allies standing as the last line of defense against the encroaching darkness. As Nupi pleads with her mother for protection from the afterlife, her menage, their version of mana, courses through the fabric of her doll, imbuing it with newfound power. The mummified child, empowered by this surge of energy, grows to match the opposition, his resolve unwavering despite the royal annoyance's attempts to halt his rampage. Despite the Scorpion King's attempts to sever Sharky in half, the resilient shark defies death once more, regenerating his form with a grotesque display of unholy vitality. With a deadly spray of acid, Sharky melts the enemy squad and their king, leaving them writhing in agony as they meet their gruesome demise. As the Scorpion King succumbs to the acid, Sharky completes his mission, though his victory is short-lived as the zombies, undeterred by death, continue their assault. However, Sharky's cunning plan to consume the zombies from within leads to their demise, leaving the king to witness their bizarre fate with incredulity. The unexpected appearance of Sharkman, possessed by foul-mouthed surfer personas, adds another layer of chaos to the unfolding events. Yet, as Nupi bids farewell to her father and the evil atmosphere dissipates, a sense of relief washes over the group. However, their respite is short-lived as the lingering threat of the hungry Sharkman looms large, forcing them to flee the palace in haste. Despite Sharky's attempts to restore normality, tragedy seems to follow in his wake, leaving the group to confront yet another perilous challenge on their journey. And down to as chaos reigns in the streets and the former Golden City descends into flames and ruin, Basdit finds herself on her knees, grappling with the swift and brutal turn of events. Yet, Nupi sees this destruction as a divine purification, a cleansing of the filth that once plagued the city, including her own father. With Shiromi flying off on Sharky's back in tornado mode, Acta clings to her hair as they blast off to another country. Nupi vows to rebuild their homeland into a nation that reveres the legendary shark, while above them, the goddess watches with twisted delight, reveling in the destruction and promising to provide even tastier prey. Their next destination is the Dark Water Castle, perched precariously over a vast oceanic abyss, colloquially known as the Demon Lord's Castle. As they enter, they encounter another of the Demon Lord's generals, Arum, whose pet sharks turn against him in a grisly display. Amidst the chaos, Seldin, swaggering in with the confidence of his leather jacket, confronts Dave with a biting remark, marking his triumphant return from the grave. With every general summoned to account for Sharky's unexpected power, the Demon Lord quickly grasps the threat posed by their unconventional adversary. As tensions rise and the stakes escalate, the Demon Lord's grip on power is challenged by the presence of Sharky and his allies, setting the stage for a confrontation that will shape the fate of their world. The other generals, with a mocking tone, inquire about the plausibility of sharks exhibiting such behavior and why there's a shark inexplicably on land. They joke about how this scenario seems fit for a cheesy B-movie, devoid of any semblance of an A-rank team. Amidst the banter, Jazz, the technician handling the film projector, seeks the leader's opinion on this peculiar marine phenomenon. Even the Scorpion King, wary of repeating the same narrative, expresses frustration over the situation. The summoned girl, often likened to a clueless country girl, is dubbed the Summoner. Doubts arise regarding her capability to wield such immense power, prompting speculation about external influences aiding her, albeit through what seems like torment. The mention of Zeldin's survival after being swallowed by the lava shark incites disbelief, as he recounts awakening on a beach, allegedly revived by a mysterious celestial figure. This revelation sparks the Demon Lord's fury, as it signifies interference with his grand designs yet again. Jester's attempt to lighten the mood is abruptly halted by a swift blow, emphasizing the urgency to act against the Gallius magic empire. Eldon and Bukachaiji pledge to impede Sharky and Shirome from reaching the empire before its fortification is complete, signaling unwavering loyalty to their king. Meanwhile, Shiromi, unaware of the divine manipulation shaping her fate, grapples with the consequences of her actions, yearning to rectify the devastation she unwittingly wrought upon the continent. Entered in despair, Shiromi encounters the goddess in her dreams, expecting retribution for her inadvertent role in the chaos. Instead, the goddess commends her efforts, likening her to a savior, and encourages her to continue feeding Sharky. This bewildering revelation prompts incredulity, as the true motives behind the goddess's praise remain elusive. The narrative unfolds in a surreal fashion, with sharks adorned with fireworks ascending from the depths, leaving behind a trail of bewildering imagery. Despite the absurdity, Shiromi finds solace in the goddess's approval, albeit shrouded in confusion over the enigmatic praise. Amidst the aftermath of Two Kingdoms' devastation, with capital cities reduced to ruins, the goddess confronts Shiromi, metaphorically, delivering a rebuke by smacking her with the remnants of a shark tail. It's a stark reminder of the harsh reality Shiromi faces, stripped of any comforting illusions. Despite being misled, Shiromi is assured that once the Demon Lord is vanquished, restoration will ensue, offering a semblance of hope amid chaos. Guided by the goddess's directives, Shiromi embarks on her journey towards the nation of Gallios, only to find herself confounded by inexplicable confetti upon awakening. As she explains her mission to an actor, they spot the imposing Buki Range ahead, a foreboding landmark marking their destination. However, Their progress is impeded by General Bukajagi and his entourage of mechanized rabbit girls. In a display of defiance, Bukajagi asserts the Demon Lord's will, challenging Sharky's perceived invincibility. The ensuing confrontation sees the mechanized rabbit girls unleashing their formidable energy cannons, only to meet a grim fate at Sharky's hands. Amidst the chaos, Shiromi's staff ignites a signal, heralding the emergence of the enigmatic robo-shark. Its evolution defies logic, leaving onlookers bewildered. As the battle intensifies, Shiromi disappears, leaving the remaining forces to confront the anti-aircraft system. Detecting the threat posed by the mechanized assailants, retaliates with lethal force. In a surreal turn of events, a horde of sharks, unleashed by Shiromi's command, descends upon the battlefield, wreaking havoc akin to localized Sharknado. The ensuing explosions and carnage leave the adversaries reeling, symbolizing the destruction of the once mighty general's ambitions. Amidst the chaos, the once manic robot general descends into madness, while his remaining allies face a grim fate at the hands of the relentless onslaught. As the debris of their ambitions falls from the sky, it carries with it remnants of their shattered hopes and dreams, leaving behind a scene of desolation and despair. As they clumsily attempt to regroup for another feeble assault, heedless of the lessons their impending demise might offer, an actor reluctantly passes the baton to one of the girls. Yet, instead of finding success, she becomes the unwitting target of a shark explosive, leaving Shiromi's voice echoing from within the robo-shark's cockpit. Surrounded by a myriad of controls and screens, Shiromi finds herself in the pilot's seat, pondering if the contraption boasts Wi-Fi connectivity. But before long, the last remnants of the frontal assault, represented by the bunny girls, meet their demise at the hands nose-lacers of their adversaries. However, the underside defense is formidable, thwarting any attempts at a breach. Takeshi, Azelden and Bukajagi reluctantly allow their foes passage. Sharky emerges on the scene, prompting Bukagi to give chase at full throttle. Amidst Shiromi's desperate pleas for release, the robo-shark's head detaches with Shiromi inside, spinning like a demented top. Her panicked expression mirrors the ominous button labeled absolutely positively, never ever push, a trope familiar to any connoisseur of evil scientist lore. Despite Bukajagi's futile efforts to restrain the shark, the apex predator barrels forward, leaving devastation in its wake. Trapped within the countdown of impending doom, Shiromi's fate hangs in the balance. As the explosion engulfs the landscape, a sense of déjà vu washes over the witnesses, punctuated by the refrain of shark-shaped explosion. Miraculously, both Shiromi and Sharky survive the cataclysm, descending from the sky on a parachute. Yet, in a world teetering on the brink of destruction, miracles seem but fleeting moments of respite. Their journey leads them to the crystal plains of Gallios, where the Earth's Monagi have crystallized, signaling their arrival in this enchanted realm. These crystals, coveted for their magical properties, serve as a testament to Gallios' unique allure. Amidst the whimsical banter of the tiny fairy and the aroma of delicious treats, a magical hearth beckons, offering a much-needed respite from their trials. Yet, amidst the anticipation of rest and recuperation, a somber reminder of their perilous journey lingers, prompting a momentary lapse into laughter, a brief respite in the face of impending doom. And down as the unfortunate soul has his prized possession forcibly removed, Sharky resumes his rampage, clearing the waters of any unwelcome intruders. Confusion and shock ripple through the community as rumors spread of a shark prowling in their midst, prompting a hasty retreat to safety. Amidst the crimson-tinted waters of the hot springs, a semblance of tranquility descends upon the group, blissfully unaware of the macabre scene they unwittingly bathe in. An attempt at a pun is met with groans, swiftly rebuffed in the solemnity of the moment. When Romaner X expresses hunger, Sharky swiftly plunges into the depths, retrieving a basket of boiled delights from the bubbling depths. Yet, even amidst the perceived safety, a sinister presence lurks beneath the surface, heralded by a clawed hand and the tolling of a mysterious bell. In the realm of dreams, Shiromi finds herself ensnared by the Jester General's twisted fantasies, subjected to his unsettling nursery rhymes. With her companions absent and her surroundings surreal yet vivid, Shiromi struggles to grasp the ephemeral nature of her predicament. Jester's taunts and the relentless tolling of the bell torment her, threatening to consume her sanity. Meanwhile, in the waking world, Actor contends with his fanatical pursuer, desperate to break free from his relentless grip. As Actor's allies intervene, offering a glimmer of hope amidst the chaos, the lines between reality and nightmare blur. Shiromi's desperate flight from the monstrous Jester leads her to a final confrontation, teetering on the brink of despair. Yet, in a moment of unexpected clarity, She grasps at the faint thread of hope offered by the jester's cryptic guidance. With resolve newfound, she reaches out, ready to defy the nightmarish spectre that haunts her psyche. In a shocking twist, the supposed mystical power reveals itself to be a treacherous trap as the jester seizes Shiromi by the wrist, intent on devouring her alive. With chilling precision, he dangles her over his gaping maw, mirroring Sharky's ruthless demeanor. Yet, just as despair threatens to engulf the scene, Zeldin emerges from the shadows with a blazing entrance, shattering the illusion of the jester's power. With fiery determination, he crashes into the dream realm, breaking through the jester's facade for a second time. The sight of Zeldin's heroic intervention sparks a glimmer of hope amidst the darkness, as he wrests Shiromi from the jester's clutches and pulls her to safety. And out as the flames of Zeldin's defiance illuminate the dream world, the jester's sinister laughter fades into the shadows, vanquished by the unwavering resolve of our heroes.